Hi everyone, it's October and you know what that means. We've got our new soft skill of the month and I am so excited to teach it to you guys. But before we get started, thank you so much to Jenny for your amazing September soft skill videos. I love learning about thought and honestly, you are hilarious. I laughed at all your jokes and I really appreciated your humor during those lessons. So thank you for that. All right, let's move on to this month. What is our topic? Well, drum roll please. Resilience. And like the August soft skill videos, I'm taking this content from an online course that I took. This time it's from a course called Resilience Skills in a Time of Uncertainty. And you can find it on Coursera. It's taught by a University of Pennsylvania professor who's had a lot of experience in this field. So if you ever want to dive a little deeper in whatever I talk about, feel free to check this out. All right, so I also wanted to give everyone just an overview of what we'll be talking about. So every lesson, there's 5 lessons in this month because there's 5 Fridays. And so this is what we'll be talking about. Let's move on. All right, please take a moment to think about what is resilience. What are phrases that you associate with it, or maybe even experiences and images? All right, I'm going to assume that you've taken a moment to think about that. This is a definition that some resilience researchers came up with. So it's the ability to bounce back from negative emotional experiences and by flexible adaptation to the changing demands of stressful experiences. Now, I want to tell you guys that I'm going to be teaching resilience to you guys by talking about what the factors of resilience are and talking about how you can improve those factors that contribute to your resilience. So let's talk about what those factors are. There's one that you can't control, and that's your biology. So this is just how your body responds to stress. There's nothing you can really do about this one, but there are a lot more that you can control. One of them is self-efficacy. So this is basically believing in yourself. This goes back to the first part of the definition, your ability to bounce back from negative emotional experiences. If you have the attitude that you can get through this negative emotional experience, then you're more likely to be resilient. So being able to empower yourself, know your strengths, and know that you can get through things. Another part of bouncing back is connection. And I'm not just talking about connection with other people, like having good relationships, knowing you can rely on them. Yes, that makes you more resilient, but this connection I'm talking about is more a connection to something bigger than yourself. So sort of like spirituality. It can be religion, so you might believe in like a higher power, but it can also be connection to an idea or a purpose. So basically feeling like there's a purpose in your life, or that there's something bigger than yourself that contributes to your resilience. Another thing is optimism. So this is just being able to think positively even after you've gone through a really negative situation. I don't think I need to go too much more into that. Another thing, if we move down to this part of the definition, flexible adaptation, is self-regulation. So if you want to be able to change and adapt to things, you're going to have to be able to self-regulate yourself. So having the discipline to change your thoughts and actions if needed, and also setting goals. Another part is mental agility. So this is being able to see things from different perspectives. When you're going through a stressful experience, it might be difficult to see things from many different sides, but this is being able to critically think and think about how you need to adapt. The third thing is self-awareness. So this is identifying what parts of you are kind of weaknesses and not really helping you. So this is identifying those actions that are negative and those thoughts that are negative. And finally, we have positive institutions. So this is just sort of your environment that you put yourself in. So if you're in more positive places, then all these factors are going to be greater. But if you're in a more negative experience, those factors are kind of going to be diminished. So try to keep yourself in positive spaces. All right, I'm going to quickly highlight optimism because some people think that this is being ignorant to all the negative stuff in the world, but in fact, it isn't. How I like to think about it is that your brain has all this knowledge. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, but optimists choose to focus on the good. They know that all of this stuff exists, but they just choose to focus on the good because our brain can't think about all that stuff at the same time. It's like when you're concentrating on something, when you have a task, even if you have a billion other tasks to do, you focus on that one task because that's what you need to do. And that's what optimists do. They focus on that positive stuff. All right, and also optimism has a lot of benefits. You can pause here and read them over there, but also they tend to live longer. Athletes tend to do much better under pressure if they are optimistic. You might be potentially better at your job if you're optimistic, and that comes from a study where they studied people who did calls about life insurance. So it can be kind of daunting and negative if you talk with other people about like what might happen if they die, because it's kind of a morbid topic, but those who are optimistic did a lot better. That's what they saw from the research. And finally, like I said before, being resilient is being able to flexibly adapt to hard experiences, and transitioning from high school to college is a pretty hard experience for some people. It's a big transition, but those who are optimistic are able to get higher GPAs during their first year of college, and that is controlling for SAT scores. So even if you're super smart or you don't get very high marks, you get higher GPAs usually than those who are pessimistic. So that's all I have for this lesson. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this lesson. It's a little more dry than the other lessons that we'll be having this month, but next week we'll be diving a little bit more into optimism and also talking about thinking traps. So kind of has a connection with what Jenny talked about last month. There's no homework for this week because I know you guys had your first Mentee meeting recently, and that must have been super awesome, but also nerve-wracking for you guys. So I don't want to put more on your plate, and I know that you guys are in school now, so enjoy. I'll see you guys next week, and bye.